Banjo Kazooie is the sequel to Banjo 3. This comes to us once again from Jackson G13, and I'd say it's pretty good. The story of Banjo Kazooie is that Grunty is back. Or not. Turns out that Grunty was revived by this freaky ass dude called the Nightmare. I don't know if that's a reference to something or if it's some OC that I'm not familiar with. Or perhaps it's a reference to Banjo's original title, Dream, and he's somehow the antithesis of everything they stand for. So anyways, you chase him into this fucked up hell world where Bottle's kids were fucking murdered, leaving only one survivor, covered in blood. Yes, Banjo Kazooie is in fact a horror game. There's this part in the sand level where you go down this hole with all these dead guys, the mummies are covered in blood, you have to fight a shadow banjo. It's crazy. Most of the levels don't bullshit around very much. Since the levels are small, they didn't just try to jam 100 notes and 10 jiggies into each one of them. In this game, you just have to collect 10 notes per level, which sounds easy, but some of them are pretty challenging to get. It's almost better this way though, because if you die, you only had to collect up to 10 to beat your score, unlike the original where you might run around the map for 7 years looking for 1 or 2 that you just missed because you weren't paying attention. It kinda cuts the fat that way. It's got your desert level and your dirt mountain, but it's got some more interesting levels like this casino level. That was pretty fun, you know, when I was winning, which is just like the actual casino. It's only fun when you're winning. There's all these kinds of funny details like this queen card with Mumbo on it. What's that supposed to mean? I was pretty sure Mumbo was straight. There's this little house with an epic gamer room with a little Mario driving around. You jump into the TV and it takes you to Babam Battlefield. There's a factory level that's a reference to DK64. There's this sky level with all these floating instruments. There's this part near the end, which almost made me shoot myself. The game has more than enough variety to keep you interested in wanting to see what the next level brings, but occasionally there are these insane difficulty spikes. In general, the difficulty is pretty reasonable, but sometimes out of nowhere, you just get your ass kicked until it turns into jello pudding. A lot of it is just depth perception and grappling with the camera. Otherwise, it's very reasonable. Like 3, there are a bunch of new enemies. There are these tiny red bulls, these red birds, these little spiders, and the music is also great too. The game consists of some Banjo Kazooie music and some remix songs from other games which all sound pretty great. And it turns out the game has 2 endings. There's a good ending where they sit around the beach like in the original game, and there's the bad one where the Nightmare just kind of fucks about and does whatever. So try to get the good ending. And speaking of endings, I am now ending the video. Oh, it's real good. Play it.